Hi everyone, welcome to this new video on FICO Strategy 2.0. In today's era, if I were to approach the exam again based on my community's peer review, which had luckily an 11 out of 12 pass rate and 8 of them had a complete pass rate, that is, if they are giving dual steps, they cleared both the steps in their attempt. So with that experience from recent candidates, I am presenting to you a new video which is a community driven approach based on the feedback that they have given to us to get you sailing through the next exam very smoothly. Stay tuned and let's start with FICO Strategy 2.0. Hi everyone. So if you see the screen here, we have 11 responses, and right at the outset I'd like to thank Dr. Nishal, Kanishka Agrawal, Dr. Vineet, Dr. Kalyan and Dr. Bhavan. These are the 5 upcoming ophthalmologists from premier institutes who have cleared FICO Part A and B recently with flying colors. So as you can see on the screen, out of the 11 people that have joined this survey, 81.8% passed cleanly. One of them had a merit and one of them had distinction in their particular exam. So if this comes from them, then I definitely consider it, implement it in my practice so that when the next cycle comes in October, I am fully prepared with all the recent advances and updates on how to study well, what to study from, and why that is the right approach. So what part of the preparation that supported them the most was the core study material and high yield PDF. So 9 of them found that the PDF which have been shared in the Google Drive links in previous videos, I'll also share that here for you to go through them, have been adequate for them to prepare for the exam. YouTube video strategy and timelines have also been useful, and some other resources which have been helpful to them will be shared in the form further below. So now if you see the percentages on which specific FICO topic went from a total unknown region to something that gave them confidence was optics. So optics and refraction has been a key game changer based on our PDFs of Elkington's. Read that first, then solve Chua's optics and then come back to Elkington's. That is an approach which has been proved to be helpful to the recent community also, and something that can help you further is iFocus Optics, which will be shared in the notebook LM link, which will come further in the video. Other respondents have explained that neuroanatomy and practice papers along with lid and macular dystrophies have been something that has proven useful as a complete change that has brought in their conceptual understanding. So keep that in mind when you study ahead to focus on this particular topics in detail so that your concepts get reinforced adequately. Again, Elkington's Chua Elkington's is something that had the light bulb effect for our community. Roots of drug absorption has been repeated twice. So if you're going through John Ferris, please do not skip that and pay attention to that, because that has been asked as it was in a FICO exam. So 72.7% of our community did use the last minute revision compounding checklist, which is very important for you to get the factual recall. So if you are seeing this video, please, as you solve practice papers from the first test to the last test, always make a note of 20 to 30 topics and not just questions. Topics, what does that mean? Topics mean that you write down the right answer, the explanation for the right answer, and make sure that you cover why the distractor is wrong. You have a list of 20 topics which is customized to your particular flaw, which is customized to a fact that you may forget if you don't revise it. And just imagine if you go from the second, third, fourth test, and by the time you have given your 6th test, you have 120 topics which are customized to what your facts need reinforcement with, which are customized to high yield topics, because that is something that has been asked in previous papers, and you are revising that 6 times for the first one, 5 times for the second test, 4 times for the third test, and the temporal curve helps. The last one is revised just once, but it has been revised recently. So that totally complements the Eisenberg's memory curve, and you go into the exam with at least a 10% improvement as shown by 72.7% of our community members. So as they have mentioned, most of them found that the factual recall and information that they had when they were giving the exam did help them a lot in the raw information recall which the last minute revision book provides. Make your own today. This process helped keep volatile names and keywords readily available for our community despite being slightly stressful, and repeatedly revising the same high yield topics reviewing the study material 3 days before the exam and personal notes 1 week prior is something that one of our community member did. So as you can see here, most of them did mention that last minute revision book helps on the raw recall of facts, and revising your notes is a key takeaway from this particular response. If you look at the study route, what should be the ideal study route? 45.5% had a steady pace over 4 to 6 weeks. A few of them had a long-term preparation of more than 2 months, and few of them also had an intense sprint, which luckily helped them get through the exam. If they had to start from day one, I asked all of them individually, what is the single most important strategy that you tell yourself to focus on? And what their answers were is something that is totally different from what we have preached. So let's listen to what they are saying and try to get into that as well. This is very important. So building a custom notebook and solving flashcards, chatting with sources on the go, consistency from day one. So please stay consistent with your plan, avoid FOMOs and stick with that. Give more time to anatomy and physiology, and from the beginning only go through previous year papers if accessible, because they give you a brief idea about what is actually asked and what to focus on while reading. Divide topics based on yield, practice more papers. Anatomy and physiology is something that has been emphasized by the peers, and ultimately highlight the keywords, practice more papers. So this is the response summary. Practice and consistency from day one. Strategic reading and revision based on very important topics which you will know if you solve previous year papers or flashcards for that matter. And prioritize specific subjects and resources. So anatomy and physiology is something that they feel, as it is the foundation, should be prioritized from the day one, so that you get the maximum in all the vertical integration that you do. Any alternative gems or external app flashcard decks that they matched with our materials, the same thing that I've used and offered to you guys as well in the video. So if you see here, 4 of them had felt that whatever a source was adequate, and most of them have a positive response for Notebook LM. So half of our community used Notebook LM as an additional tool, which again builds upon the same source specific foundation, so that avoids the hallucination. And a few of them did have Digital Anatomy and Eye Focus Optics video that will also be given to you, FYI, in the Notebook LM sources that will be shared to you as a link in the description below. So please stay tuned and use that as much as you can. Google Notebook LM is something that has come up again and again, and I have a surprise for you with that. You will be getting a complete source-based link and an orientation of the Notebook LM aspect of the sources in the next part. So stay tuned, watch the next video and get the maximum of your next step in October. So if your peers have to share a leaving conclusive message for you, then this is what they have to offer. Take it from the people who have cleared the exam in the last session and use it as something that boosts the fire in you. So yes, believe, take risks and execute. That is much better than just musing and not even daring. Everybody can do it, just study and you will be able to do that. Please encourage and inspire your peers if you are clearing exam, so that if you fear the exam and you don't sit for it, you can never prepare and never pass. Just do your best and leave the rest as it is. Stay calm, avoid FOMOs, believe what you have read. Revise regularly. And just be aware, whatever you read from whatever source, make it a habit to learn, write it there and there. If you leave it for tomorrow, you might as well forget that. And have a thorough understanding of the topic. Just be aware of what you see daily in the clinical postings, learn it there and there, and don't leave any pending work for the next day. So what I think are the key takeaway from the peers, if I'm summarizing them aptly, is that from day one, building on foundation. So this is the summary part. Build on your foundation using anatomy and physiology as the core aspect and be consistent. If you solve practice papers early on, which have been shared in the previous Google Drive links, I'll share them again here for your review. That will give you a lot of understanding on what topics will be important. And if you see a pattern, please note it down in your last minute revision book, which 73% of our users have benefited from, and incorporate that, expand on that, complement the Eisenberg's memory curve. As you repeat the information of factual recall, you get better with getting your next mock test MCQs scored on a higher positive, and that reinforces your journey. Something that will be covered in the next video is a custom Notebook LM approach. I'll be sharing the FICO part A and B Notebook LM link so that you can use that, make your own flashcards, make your own audio podcasts, video podcasts, slide decks, chat with the source file. That includes John Ferris, that includes video from Optics, that includes how to revolve your work around it so that it helps you a lot in your preparation, and it becomes your strategy 2.0, which is something that I'll use if I was supposed to give the FICO exam in October this year. With that said, I hope you liked this video. Please join our community, drop in a comment in the aspect below, and feel free to ask me questions. I am there for you, and let's get you to the other end of the exam, just like the 11 of these heroes that just did.